Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Everyday English with Jack and Sarah. I'm Jack.
And I'm Sarah. We're really happy to have you with us today.
In this episode, we're talking about something everyone deals with, even good English speakers.
Yes, we're talking about those small, everyday English mistakes that we all make without even realizing it, and why they happen.
It's simple, it's natural, and it's going to help you sound more confident and more fluent.
All right, let's get started.
So, Sarah, something funny happened yesterday when I was waiting for my coffee.
Oh, what happened?
I heard a man telling his friend, "I am agree with you." And he said it with such confidence. I loved it.
I hear that one all the time. And you know what? It makes complete sense. In many languages, you are agree, but in English, we just say, I agree with you, or simply agree.
Exactly. And the friend didn't even react because he knew exactly what he meant. But the moment I heard it, I thought, this is exactly what we need to talk about today.
And actually, that mistake connects to something I did last week. Do you remember when I told you I didn't went out today?
Oh, yes. You said it so naturally, too.
I know. The words came out before my brain had time to think. And the moment I said it, I felt something was off.
That's the funny thing. When we speak fast, our brain sometimes mixes patterns. We think, I didn't, plus past, but English wants, I didn't, plus base form.
Exactly. But the best part, after I said it, the delivery guy actually said, I didn't went out too. And suddenly, I didn't feel bad anymore.
That's brilliant. And it shows how normal these mistakes are. Speaking of normal mistakes, yesterday one of my students told me I'm boring because I have nothing to do.
Oh no, that's a dangerous sentence.
I know. I smiled and said, "Are you boring or are you bored?" Because that one little ending changes the meaning completely.
It really does. Bored means you feel something. Boring means you cause something.
Exactly. I told him, "You're not boring, you're just bored. Trust me."
And it's funny how these mistakes connect to emotions, isn't it? Sometimes students think they're describing their feelings, but they end up describing their personality.
Yes, English is full of these little traps, but they're not really traps. They're just differences between languages. Speaking of differences, I met a teenage boy last week who proudly said, "I have 15 years."
Ah, yes, the age mistake. It's completely logical from his language's point of view.
Absolutely. But in English, we use to be for age. I'm 15 years old.
I explained it to him, and he said, but why? And honestly, I didn't have a deep answer, because English is English.
It just does what it wants. It doesn't care about logic.
Not at all.
And it's amazing how one mistake leads into another. Because when that boy told me, "I have 15 years, his sister said, "My brother, he don't like maths."
Yes, I hear he don't so often.
And it makes total sense because we use don't for every other person. I don't, you don't, we don't, they don't.
So why suddenly change it for he and she? Learners feel betrayed.
Yes, I once had a student tell me, "Teacher, English is cheating."
And honestly, I couldn't disagree.
But that's why episodes like this are important, not to point out mistakes, but to make people realize how normal they are and how they happen because your brain is smart, not because it's weak.
Exactly. Your brain is trying to find patterns. And when English breaks its own patterns, things get messy.
Speaking of messy, can I confess my own mistake?
Oh, this will be good. Go on.
When I speak fast, I sometimes say things like, I didn't see nobody.
Jack, the double negative.
I know. And every time I say it, I hear your voice in my head going, Jack, that means you did see someone.
It's okay. Honestly, people speak like that in real life. Even native speakers. Language is messy, relaxed, flexible.
Exactly. That's why learners shouldn't panic. You can speak imperfect English and still sound natural, friendly, and confident.
Yes. And also, making mistakes is the fastest way to learn. When you get something wrong and notice it, your brain remembers it better next time.
That's true. In fact, I sometimes tell my students, make mistakes. Just make them proudly.
Yes. Don't be afraid of them. Be afraid of not speaking at all.
You know, now that we're talking about mistakes, I think listeners might be surprised by how connected these mistakes are. One leads to another.
Exactly. I am agree connects to he don't. He don't connects to I didn't went. I didn't went connects to I'm boring. I'm boring connects to I have 20 years.
And suddenly, you realize something. These aren't random mistakes. They're patterns. And once you understand the pattern, you can fix 5 mistakes at the same time.
Beautifully said.
Thank you.
All right, shall we give them a little practice? Smooth and natural.
Let's do it.
Okay, repeat after us. Not too fast, not too slow.
I agree.
I'm bored.
He doesn't like it.
I'm 20 years old.
I didn't go.
Lovely. Now, more natural ones.
I'm not boring. I'm just tired.
She doesn't understand.
We don't mind.
I didn't see anyone.
Great job.
You know, Jack, I think this episode works because it feels real. These mistakes happen every day, and we all deal with them in different ways.
Yes. And I hope our listeners see that learning English is not about perfection. It's about communication.
Exactly. If you speak, you're already winning.
So that's it for today. Thank you so much for listening.
We hope this conversation helped you feel more confident about your English.
And tell us in the comments, which mistake do you make the most?
We'd love to hear your answers.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the episode.
And we'll see you in the next one.
Bye for now.